So we are live for another episode of the Tempest Rising podcast. Today I am channeling my inner superwoman. So today's topic, self-discipline. Now before I start talking about self-discipline, I'm going to tell you a story about my cat. See, my cat's a funny little man. Because he's blind, he's completely blind. He's got black eyes. He's so lovely looking, bless him. He's completely blind. So if he needs us or he wants something, he screams. And he's got the funniest scream ever. He doesn't meow like a normal cat. He has some very, very strange, screamy, reverberating noises that he makes. Sometimes when he gets annoyed, he sounds like an old man shouting. It's really quite funny. But whenever he needs something, if he gets lost in the house, or if he needs his litter box cleaning up, or at 4:06 precisely when it's time for his dinner, he screams. He lets us know. This morning, I burnt some toast, obviously, because I forgot I left it. And I burnt some toast, and you could smell it in the house. It smelled like it was on fire. He went outside, stood in the garden, and started screaming in a way that suggested he was alerting everyone to the fact that the house was on fire. And it was just really sweet. I found it sweet. Because he doesn't scream when he's outside in the garden, so it was strange for him to go outside and do that. So in my head, my cat was trying to save us from the fire. That's my story for today. Anyway, less of me rambling on about my cat and more on today's topic. So, by the way, anyone that's here watching live, let me know who's here, because it shows me it shows me that people are watching, but it doesn't actually tell me who is here because of the new Facebook Live producer thingy-majiggy. So just let me know that you're here. Anyway, so self-discipline. I covered this as a topic in the group live on Monday morning, and I think it's worth covering again because I've had a few people ask me about this, and I know not everybody is in the group, so I'm going to cover it on today's podcast. So for many, many people, they believe that self-discipline is an absolute necessity when it comes to succeeding at anything. But the thing with self-discipline is that it's very much the same as willpower, and they're both things that we've got wrong. They're both things that we think we either have them or we don't have them. It's an all or nothing approach, when the reality of it is that they're actually trainable skills. And there's something that, despite their trainability, they are of finite energy. So you can wear them down, and once it's worn down, it's kind of like filling your car up with petrol. When you run out of petrol, the car stops. It's a similar thing with self-discipline. But you can get a bigger petrol tank, and therefore you're going to go further. The same is true with your self-discipline and your willpower. But training self-discipline on its own is a thoroughly pointless endeavor, because self-discipline on its own means having power over your thoughts and your feelings so that you can then take decisive action to get where you want to be. So for most people, self-discipline, willpower, all these kinds of things, they become an excuse not to do things. They become a form of procrastination. And like I've said before, you can have excuses or you can have results. So people think, oh, well, I've got no self-discipline, therefore I don't need to do it, or I'm not going to do it. If you want results, you have to take action. Ultimately, that's what it comes down to. But you won't take action if you're full of excuses, or if the actions that you're taking are misaligned with what you're thinking and you're feeling. So you don't need discipline. It's not the do or die thing between succeeding and failing. It certainly helps. But it's part of a bigger picture. And the more you work on your mind and your emotions, the better your self-discipline will get anyway as a byproduct. Because like I said, self-discipline is having control of your mind and your emotions. So naturally, when you work on those, discipline will improve. A lot of people want to be disciplined, which is great because it's a very noble trait. It's one of the things that we see someone who seems highly disciplined and we look up to them because we see it and we perceive it as being very noble and something that we should all, endeavor to try and, what's the word? Be. I was looking for a fancy word for be, but it's gone. But what we need to understand is that having that level of self-discipline will never happen unless you've trained your thoughts and your feelings. You can try as hard as you like, but if it's misaligned with thoughts and feelings, it doesn't really matter. Okay. Improved discipline, as with anything, is the result of training yourself. And it's not a standalone thing that you either have or you don't have. It's in all of us to a varying degree, but it's ultimately part of the package that is you. So for many of us, we get lost in the notions of willpower and discipline, and we blame a lack of it for our own shortcomings, when the reality is the shortcomings come from your inability to align your thoughts and your feelings in a way that allows you to take actions that support the vision of your life. It's very, very simple. We get out of chaos and we find a peaceful mind. We create a crystal clear vision of what we want, which shows us our purpose. It helps us uncover our purpose. And then we take actions that support ourselves through powerful habits that push us down that path to prosperity. When your thoughts, your feelings, and your actions line up, that's when you succeed. But if you don't work on those, I don't care how disciplined you think you are, it doesn't matter. I've always been very disciplined in everything that I've done because that's how I was raised. But it didn't really get me anywhere. Okay, a lack of discipline has never ever been an issue for me. But because my thoughts and my feelings were completely out of whack with what I wanted and where I wanted to go, all of the actions I took became irrelevant. So having that discipline and taking that action did not matter, because the stuff going on in here and here, over here, I don't know what this is about, this is my hand, it just didn't line up properly. You can take action and it can be the wrong action and it won't move you anywhere. It won't move you closer to where you want to be. So it's not about having discipline or not having discipline. You can have loads or you can have very little. Either way, you can fail. It's all about alignment, thoughts and feelings. When you get aligned, you don't even feel like you need discipline because you're excited to take the action, to do what you need to do to move yourself forwards. For someone who is truly living their purpose, they don't feel like they need to work on their discipline. They don't feel like they need more willpower because they're doing something they love. They're living their purpose and it's easy. Every time I get an idea for something within Project Tempest, it brings me great joy to work on it. Even if it seems like a massive undertaking, I'm happy to do it because it's my purpose. I can't wait to dive in and start doing it. I've got a kids program that I'm working on now and I've planned it all out and it's massive. But I'm excited to do it. And I don't need discipline to do it because it's aligned with what I think and I feel and what I truly believe is my purpose. But then if I think about something less enjoyable, like I said to the guys in the group yesterday, having to paint my fence, it's a completely different response because that doesn't align with my purpose. I don't really care about painting my fence. It doesn't matter to me. So this should be making sense to you guys. It's not about having something or not having it. It's about getting your thoughts and feelings aligned and then supporting it with strong actions. If you can get that right, then everything else falls into place. Is this making sense, guys? Let me know in the comments because I know I've waffled a lot and I've done a lot of this. You know what that is? It's living with an Italian. They talk with their hands. So I've started doing that as well. So Lee's here. Hi, Lee. How you doing, mate? That's pretty much everything for today. I'm going to keep it really super simple because, as I said, I've got a massive project to go work on. But any questions, let me know. Any of you ladies that want to get in on the group, drop me a DM or drop it into the comments and I'll send you the link personally. But that's it. I'm out. I'll see you all on Thursday. Have a great day.